Do you feel you're able to control, to put in the vernacular, your mouth, that you can think before you talk?
Well, I've been in this business for 15 years. I let my record of 15 years versus the transgression that you're referring to stand, and you all can make that judgment. I feel very capable of using my mouth in sync with my mind.
Here's Joey. Something very wrong with this man. This is back when Joe was running for president. He's 46 years old. The year is 1987, and he thinks he can talk his way out of the jam. And what is the jam? Well, he got caught lying like crazy, plagiarizing stuff, making stuff up, all kinds of horrible things. Did you notice he called it a business? I thought it was public service. A business. I've been in this business for 15 years, and I'm going to get out of this one. He didn't. His campaign crashed and burned.
But I've learned one thing since I've decided to run for president, and I assume one thing. Everything about me is going to come out in the public record. And I've done some dumb things, and I'll do dumb things again.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He finally gets it right. So Joe Biden declared it was in June of 1987. Here's his big moment. All right, at the Delaware train station. The campaign lasted 3 months because he was an incompetent candidate with zero integrity. Zero, none. He became a laughingstock. He shouldn't be president. He should never have gone into politics. I can't believe we got to deal with this. But really, the time has come where he has to pull out. Part of me wants him to stay in because I think he's very, very beatable. But no, he can't be president, not for a moment longer. By the way, he's the big promise he made, the people, granted, it was in 1987, but this is a basic thing he said he would be as president. His friend Daniel Inouye, Democrat senator from Hawaii, was there for the big day, and he told us what Joe Biden could deliver.
America needs someone who can inspire once again in our people faith and trust in our government. America needs someone with a heart. America needs someone who can talk to us without cue cards and teleprompters.
How about that? No cue cards or teleprompters. By the way, everybody should know, I don't use a teleprompter, all right? I am just talking. There's no words or a script. I keep some notes, right, on a board that help me a little bit, but I'm not reading a script. You can probably tell because sometimes I lose my train of thought. That's okay. I don't lose it like Joe Biden loses it, right? I can always recover. I can, right? Here's Joe Biden for the past 3 days since his disastrous appearance speaking on a teleprompter. He can't function without cue cards, without a teleprompter. Just like Daniel Inouye said, we need a president who can just talk to the people, but he can't. And when he's alone, did you see, this is a campaign, again, that's crashing and burning right before our eyes, just like in 1987. Different circumstances, but did you see what happened today? Should have been easy breezy. There's a hurricane coming down south, right? You go to the Department of Homeland Security, you talk about this, that, and the other thing. They screwed up even that part because after the night Joe had, do you think he should be talking about medical issues?
Stay indoors, somewhere cool if you're vulnerable. Be careful on hot pavement. Know the signs of heat stroke like headache, nausea, and dizziness. And always have water with you whenever you're outside this summer.
Maybe it's actually, he does know a lot about nausea and dizziness. Maybe we should let him be an expert for once. All right, but that wasn't the thing that was really crazy today. It was on his way out. He wanted to talk to one of the workers, and he was very inappropriate. Never in my life has a man touched me like that. Never in my life have I touched a man or a woman like that who I just met. That doesn't happen. You're not supposed to do that. Everybody knows that. Take another look, closer. Why is he caressing this man's forearm? that he just met for the first time. It's weird. It's inappropriate. It's definitely unpresidential. Here it is in slow motion. I'm sorry, if he did that to me, I mean, obviously he's admiring the guy's forearms. He's kind of built, right? Is that it? It doesn't matter. You don't touch the guy. Anyway, the basics of life. The President of the United States does not know. And this, of course, is not the first day. If you've been watching Newsmax, we have been chronicling all of this. You know, it wasn't too long ago that he goes to Maryland to meet Wes Moore, right? The new Democrat flavor of the month. Everybody likes Wes Moore, Governor Wes Moore. If you're a Democrat, that is. Wes Moore is kind of buff, right? Keeps in good shape. That's part of his appeal. And Joe Biden can't keep his hands off him. And he can't stop talking about that man's physical prowess, which, let's face it, is kind of an awkward thing to do, especially if you use the word boy. And he did, about a black man.
And you got a hell of a new governor in Wes Moore, I tell you. He's the real deal, and the boy looked like he can still play. He got some guns on him.
President of the United States doesn't understand basic social norms and manners. It's crazy. This man must be removed from office. 25th Amendment, resign something. Eva Longoria, the great housewife of, what was that housewife of the Desperate Housewives or Cherry Lane or something? Anyway, remember? He grabbed her so much and she was very, very uncomfortable. Just the other day, he kissed the Pope on his forehead. He can't, well, didn't kiss him. I guess he bumped heads with him. That's even stranger. Watch this. Joe moving in. He sees an opportunity to cop a feel. There's a lot of ways to hold that umbrella and get under it, but he grabs her hand. That's inappropriate. And so is it when you go up to some public official who happens to be a female in the aftermath of a hurricane, and you grab her hand and try to hold on to it, and she gets the message. She doesn't want to hold on to Joe's hand. She's a public whatever. And she kind of snatches it back. Joe has been out of control for a long, long time. I guess this is possibly the worst moment. He goes up behind this woman. Her husband's about to be sworn in as Secretary of Defense. Nobody does this. And Joe, we talked to you about this many, many times. And I know, at least you said you heard us.
I shake hands, I hug people, I grab men and women by the shoulders and say, you can do this. And whether they're women, men, young, old, it's the way I've always been. It's the way I've tried to show I care about them and I'm listening. Social norms have begun to change, they've shifted, and the boundaries of protecting personal space have been reset. And I get it. I get it. I hear what they're saying. I understand it. And I'll be much more mindful. That's my responsibility.
Well, that was 5 years ago, and he's still at it. Here's a big problem with Joe. Maybe it's a brain issue. I don't know what you call it, but Joe can't learn anything new, and he's forgetting whatever he once knew, okay? It's not working. This has to be ended. 25th Amendment, resignation, I guess the impeachment. He must be removed. I mean, and the media, you guys, I don't know why you've been so afraid. Why have you been so afraid? It's fun, quite frankly. It's a little bit fun, sorry, to point out that the President of the United States is not even qualified to be a manager of a 7-Eleven. And we've been doing it here since he was running for president. I don't know what your problem is, but suddenly now you feel like you can do it? Where were you when we needed you? Where were you when he could not even do the basic functions, even talk to you guys? You guys should feel disrespected.
May God protect our troops. Thank you.
Mr. President, what kind of impact does it have when celebrities like Nicki Minaj?
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. President, did you tell President Xi when you spoke to him last week?
Get vaccinated.
Why would you even want to be president if you can't handle the press? Just yesterday, he did the same thing. That he got a bunch of makeup put on, and he was angry about the Supreme Court again.
May God bless you all, and may God help preserve our democracy. Thank you. And may God protect our troops.
Will you drop out of the race, President?
Why are you the best Democrat to beat Trump?
What makes you so confident you should be the president?
What advice did your family give you, President?
Those doors mean business. It was like, get smart. Remember? Da, 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 da. He had a lot of makeup on. That's one improvement, I guess. CNN the other night, he didn't seem to have much makeup on. A lot of us believe that Joe was literally hung out to dry by his staff, some members of his staff who probably, maybe, I don't know, have more allegiance to Barack Obama than Joe Biden, and they don't want Joe to last. Is that possible? It's very possible. I'll get to the staff in a moment, but first, the media. You know, there were problems very early on. There were signs of dementia, whatever you want to call it. This is March of 2021, his first great big press conference, and he blew it.
Okay, hang on. Sorry. Oh, Miss Kim. Okay, where am I here? Let me see.
Even the easy stuff he got wrong. And then when he actually wanted to talk about politics, well, got worse.
I'm going to say something outrageous. I have never been particularly poor at calculating how to get things done in the United States Senate. So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, we're going to get a lot done.
I mean, just call it quits right then and there. And the media has a duty to point this out, don't they? Why didn't they? For years and years and years, they ignored all of this. That night, on, I think this is the NBC Nightly News, they pretended that that event was normal.
At his first press conference since taking office, President Biden laying out a new target for COVID vaccinations, 200 million shots in his first 100 days.
I know it's ambitious, twice our original goal, but no other country in the world has even come close.
He insisted the surge is seasonal as smugglers take advantage of cooler winter weather.
Does anybody suggest that there was a 31% increase under Trump because he was a nice guy and he was doing good things at the border? That's not the reason they're coming.
Wow, so decisive, such clarity. But they didn't show you the other stuff that happened. You could find one or two good moments. What about the other thing? What about the complete story? Want to see what I said that night? An outright cover-up. They covered up for him during the campaign. Why should the media stop their cover-up now that he's president? For his first great big press conference, if you can call it that, they pretended that he wasn't a stumbling, bumbling, lost fool. You and I both know that. The media, they know it too, but for some reason they're covering. Wow. Stumbling, bumbling, lost fool. That's pretty harsh, but totally accurate. Totally accurate. I nailed it. I don't know why the fake news, well, they're fake, aren't they? So finally, 3.5 years later, after I pointed out the obvious, Politico, the swamp favorite magazine/website, we've all enabled the situation. Dems turn on Biden's inner sanctum post-debate. Well, all, who's all? Media, Biden's inner sanctum, outer sanctum, academia, the culture, covering for this guy. Why?